Yes, hello, Kenya USA Times TV. Today, I want to talk about how to make inquiries to KCC, that is Kentucky Consular Center. As you all know, when you've been selected for diversity visa lottery, let's say you win DV lottery, you are required to fill a visa form called DS260. And after filling and submitting your DS260, Kentucky Consular Center, which is under the Department of State, will process your DS260 documents. And after that, you will be scheduled for the interviews depending on your case number. So it's very important for you to know the status of your DS260 processing. So somebody asked me, how can I know the status of my DS260, whether it has been processed or not? And my answer to that question will be based on my experience. And first and foremost, I'm a DV 2023 beneficiary or winner. And at some point, I made some inquiries to KCC, inquiring about the status of my DS260. So I will show you what I did and how KCC responded and what's the email address to be used in such a situation. So pay attention. It's very important for you to know this because it will help you in planning yourself and in predicting when you are likely to receive your 2NL or second notification letter for the interviews. So I will share my screen so that you may see what I did. And maybe also you can do the same if you are in the same situation and you want to know whether your DS260 has been processed or not. Remember, with the DS260, the earlier you submit your DS260, the better for you. Yes, you will be scheduled earlier for the interviews, depending on your case number. But I'm not talking today about that. I just want you to know how to make inquiries to KCC. It's something that anybody can do. You don't have to go to a cyber cafe. You just use your phone or your tablet or your computer, and then you write email to KCC. So welcome. Yes. Let's see what I did. Yes. Okay. Remember, with my case, I submitted my DS260 May 14, 2022. But along the way, I realized that I made some mistake. And then I requested KCC to unlock my DS260. And they did unlock. And I resubmitted my DS260 on 31st May, the same day they unlocked. And then about a month later, on this date, 29 June 2022, I made inquiries to KCC so that I may know whether they will process my DS260 or not. And this is the format. And the email address I will show you also. So the format can be, the subject line could be anything. It can be inquiry about DS260 processing. With my case, I said an inquiry about the status and the stage of my DS260 processing. You can say anything. You can say inquiry about DS260 or DS260 status and so forth. It depends what you want. And then the format for this thing is like this. Case number, you have to indicate your case number just below the subject line. Yes, as you can see, I had a lower case number. And then you have also to indicate as the principal applicant. Remember, you can do this as the principal applicant. Principal applicant, as you can see my name there. And then the preference category, DV diversity. Foreign state chargeability, for my case, Kenya, and the post, which is the embassy, which is Nairobi, US Embassy, and the date of birth. As you can see, it has been redacted. So, and you say, I said, that's my case, dear sir, stroke madam, however you want to write. I'm writing to inquire about the progress of my DS260 case processing. I want to know, blah, blah, blah. Thank you. And this is the email address, kccdv@state.gov. This is the legitimate, legit email address. Don't write to some bogus email addresses. No, this is kccdv@state.gov. The way it is, kccdv@state.gov. So I wrote this on 29 June, and KCC responded on the following day, June 30th, 2022. And they said, thank you for your inquiry. Your forms have been received and are currently processing. Allow several weeks for processing. Interviews are scheduled numerically based on case numbers that have been completed processing. This is very important. Based on the case numbers that have completed processing. This is very important because you may have a lower case number, but you submitted your DS260 way late. Recently, somebody told me that this person has a case number of 3,000, but he submitted his DS260 July. Then I was thinking, why wait? Why wait? Yeah, until it's July. Okay, that person will have a chance, I know, but he will be pushed back maybe 2 months or 1 month. You see, a case number of 3,000 is likely to be scheduled for October interviews. That's the first interviews if it's about DV 2025. And this person is likely to receive 2NL this coming August. So, but because this person submitted in July, this person will not receive 2NL in August. No. He may receive 2NL in maybe September or even October for November or December or even January interviews. And that's why it's very important for you to submit your DS260 as soon as possible. I know there could be so many reasons for that. Maybe the passport issue, maybe, and so forth. But I've been telling people always prepare or apply for the passports as early as possible. Even before the DV 2025 open, I was telling people it's very important for you as the prospective smart immigrant. You have to get the passport. Okay, I know some things may be beyond you, sort of for that. So they replied on June 30th. So let's see. I wrote another email on July. Okay, the last response for this was June 30th. Okay. Then I wrote another email on July 10. July 10. And then the same format. Inquiry about the progress of my DS260 processing, blah, blah, blah. I'm writing about the same format. And they responded the following day, July 11th. Thank you for your inquiry. Your forms have been received and are currently processing. Allow for several weeks for processing. Interviews are scheduled numerically. You see? Then I persisted. The third email address I wrote to KCC is this one. It was on July 21st. And then the same format, inquiry about the progress of my DS260 processing. And then they responded on the following date. And they say, thank you for your inquiry. Your DS260 has been processed. You should have received or will soon receive an email from Kentucky Consular Center giving you instruction to complete in order for your case to continue processing. Please follow the instruction in the email. Interviews are scheduled numerically based on case numbers that have completed processing. I know around this time, today is 26th July. Around this time, those who've made inquiries to KCC, Kentucky Consular Center, must have received something like this, especially if you submitted your DS260 way earlier. So at least you will receive this thing. And this is very important. It was exciting for me. Yes, it was exciting. Just to read your DS260 has been processed. It's so amazing. I was so happy about this because I knew next thing will be for the 2NL to be sent. Okay, for DV 2025 or any other DV category, I know some people may watch these videos in the years to come. It's around this time now. In the next 2 weeks, let's say from August 15, the first 2NLs will be sent. And these 2NLs or interview notification letters will be sent to those lowercase numbers from 1 maybe to 5,000. It depends, depending on the visa bulletin. And then this will be for the October interviews. That's the first interviews for any financial year is in October. So if you want to know about whether your DS260 has been processed, please do the same. Write to KCC. The email address I've shown you, KCCDV. Yes, this one. KCCDV at state.gov. And they will respond. Yes, KCC will respond to you as soon as possible. And you at least you will be relieved to note that your DS260 has been processed. Or even if not, you will still receive at the end this email. And this was my last email to KCC, and they always respond very fast. So that person was asking me about how to write an email to KCC, how to inquire about DS260 processing. This is the way. You just use the same format, but remember, do not forget to include your case number, your principal applicant name, country of chargeability, date of birth, and so forth. And then be brief. Don't write a lot of stuff. Just be brief, and KCC will respond to you as soon as possible. I hope I've answered so many of your questions about how to make inquiries to KCC. And once again, KCC is Kentucky Consular Center. It's a center whereby it's dedicated to the processing of DS260s. Yes, they want to see. Okay, you said you are married. Okay, you're married to this person. Okay, you said you have this social media handle. Okay, they do background check for that and so forth, and then they will clear you now to receive the interview notification. So it's very important. Don't be afraid to write to KCC. It's a way of knowing things. Yes, I know some people may say, okay, it's as if I'm disturbing the KCC. No, do this. Even the embassy, if you have issues with your visa issue, with your documents, make inquiries even to your local embassy. I used to make these inquiries to, for example, Nairobi US Embassy, and they always responded. That's a way of doing things faster, and you will be ahead of the rest. So maybe to rewind with this email, my first email, June 29. Yes, and the format is like that. You can see on the screen. Make sure you include the case number, your country, your name, date of birth, very important. And then you have to be brief when writing this email, and then they will respond. Mine, they responded on June 30th. So you see, I wrote this on June 29, and then they responded June 30th. And their response was, my DS260 has not been processed. And then I wrote another email on July 10, the same format, and they responded the following day, July 11th, that they are still processing my DS260. And finally, I wrote the last email on July 21st. And then they responded that your DS260 has been processed. You should have received or will soon receive an email from Kentucky Consular Center giving you instruction to complete in order for your case to continue processing. That's how I did. You can do the same, guys. Please, if you have any question, put it on the comment section. Yes, that's how I made this video. Somebody asked me about this, how to make inquiries to KCC. And then I decided, okay, instead of answering him direct. Let me make a video about the same. And as a way of helping so many people. Yes. By the way, making a video is my way of helping so many people, so many guys who are asking similar questions. So please like this video, subscribe if you've not subscribed, just as a way of giving back, and then share in your various WhatsApp groups, and then learn more. And then DV 2025 or any other diversity visa lottery, I wish you the best. May God bless you so much as you plan to come to the US of A. Yes, and maybe when you come here, yes, I encourage you to join. Yes, you can join the military like me, or whichever thing you want to do. God bless you so much, guys. Yes, at least mmeweza kujifundisha kidogo.